What's up, guys? We're back again with the Tucker Carlson and Putin interview. I reacted to it a few days ago, guys, and I got a lot of good feedback. I got a lot of positive response to it, and I tried to react to the full video, but I couldn't. So I have to now do even more, guys. I have to react to 9 minutes of it. I want to see more of it. A lot of people are saying that I didn't get the full, view of it, and I watched the full interview. I did like it, guys. It was actually a good interview. Very, very topical, talking about history and a few different things. Myself, I listened to it, but now I have more context to listen to about 10-minute clip of it. So this one should be insane again, guys. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you all think. Let's get it.
Who blew up Nord Stream?
Oh, yeah.
You for sure.
I was busy that day. I mean, have you achieved your aims?
So he's saying, like, they blew up Nord Stream. But everyone was saying, why would Russia do it? Because they funded it. They did it. So it was more of an attack, to stop the flow of oil going into Europe, right? And going out of Europe.
No, we haven't achieved our aims yet, because one of them is denazification. This means the prohibition of all kinds of neo-Nazi movements. This is one of the problems that we discussed during the negotiation process, which ended in Istanbul early this year.
Would you be satisfied with the territory that you have now?
Нет, закончим. Вы же задали вопрос по неонацизму и денацификации.
I will finish answering the question. You just asked a question about neo-Nazism and denazification. Look, the president of Ukraine visited Canada. The story is well known, but being silenced in the Western countries. The Canadian Parliament introduced a man who, as the Speaker of the Parliament said, fought against the Russians during the World War II. Well, who fought against the Russians during the World War II? Hitler and his accomplices. It turned out that this...
So yeah, he's saying Russians, the good guys, were fighting against the Nazis, and that the powers that led after Hitler, right?
Man served in the SS troops. He personally killed Russians, Poles, and Jews. The SS troops consisted of Ukrainian nationalists who did this dirty work. The president of Ukraine stood up with the entire Parliament of Canada and applauded this man. How can this be imagined? The president of Ukraine himself, by the way, is a Jew by nationality.
Really, my question is, what do you do about it? I mean, Hitler's been dead for 80 years. Nazi Germany no longer exists. And so, true. And so, I think what you're saying is you want to extinguish or at least control Ukrainian nationalism, but how? How do you do that?
Послушайте меня. Ваш вопрос.
Call your doorbell.
I mean, yeah, Tucker Carlson was giving him good questions, guys. It wasn't like he was going soft. A lot of people said he went too soft, but I think Tucker Carlson didn't hold back. I think he was like questioning a lot during the interview, guys. A lot of people, I don't know what people were watching, but from what I saw, Tucker Carlson was coming at him quite a bit with like good questions, right? But that's just me, guys. A lot of people were mad. Americans were mad. Everybody was mad at this interview because it was like so huge, and America refuses to kind of talk with Putin about the war and stuff like that. So, like I said in the last video, guys, when the talking stops, the fighting starts. So try and keep that talking going for as long as possible,
Очень тонкий.
Listen to me. Your question is very subtle, and I can tell you what I think. Do not take offense.
Of course. Can you imagine a scenario where you sent Russian troops to Poland?
Only in one case, if Poland attacks Russia. Why? Because we have no interest in Poland, Latvia, or anywhere else. Why would we do that? We simply don't have any interest. It's just threat-mongering.
Well,
hopefully he's telling the truth. I think that he's probably telling the truth, but a lot of people have said that his advisor has said that he sees Russia from Donetsk to Dublin, which would be the whole of Europe. So, at the same time, you have to kind of give people boundaries, guys. It's like a relationship. You have to set boundaries with people. But yeah, I mean, hopefully he's telling the truth, guys. Hopefully it's just flexing, you know what I mean?
Argument, I know you know this, is that, well, he invaded Ukraine. He has territorial aims across the continent, and you're saying unequivocally you don't.
Это абсолютно исключено.
It is absolutely out of the
Быть
question.
никаким аналитиком.
You just don't have to be any kind of analyst. It goes against common sense to get involved in some kind of a global war.
Глобальная война поставить на грань.
And a global war will bring all humanity to the brink of destruction. It's up.
I like that. You know, I don't know, because I feel like people, yeah, I feel like people definitely don't want to take people at their word. But, you know, then again, guys, you know, can you take people at their word nowadays? Yeah, it's a big question. Jesus, this is a wild interview.
Obvious.
Вот, и есть, конечно, средства.
There are certainly means of deterrence. They have been scaring everyone with us all along. Tomorrow Russia will use tactical nuclear weapons. Tomorrow Russia will use that. No, the day after tomorrow. So what?
Выбить из налогоплательщиков
In order to
США
extort additional money from US taxpayers and European taxpayers in the confrontation with Russia in the Ukrainian theater of war.
как можно.
The goal is to weaken Russia as much as possible.
Who blew up Nord
Yeah, everybody knows that. It's like to bleed Russia. America, because they have the biggest economy, basically would never have to go to war, direct war with anybody, you know, unless they have nuclear weapons. But because, like, they just bleed their economy dry. They're just bleeding the resources, and then their country will just eventually just give up. So
Stream?
You for sure.
I was busy that day. Nate, do you have I did not blow up
То есть
Nord Stream. Thank you, though.
У вас лично, может быть, есть алиби, у вас лично.
You personally may have an alibi, but the CIA has no such alibi.
ooh, the CIA.
Do you have evidence that NATO or the CIA did it?
Вы знаете, я не
You know, I won't get into details, but people always say in such cases, look for someone who is interested. But in this case, we should not only look for someone who is interested, but also for someone who has capabilities. Because there may be many people interested, but not all of them are capable of sinking to the bottom of the Baltic Sea and carrying out this explosion. These two components should be connected. Who is interested and who is capable of doing it?
Services, your intel services, you would, that NATO, the US, CIA, the West did this. Why wouldn't you present it and win a propaganda victory?
В войне пропаганды очень сложно.
In the war of propaganda, it is very difficult to defeat the United States, because the United States controls all the world's media and many European media. The ultimate beneficiary of the biggest European media are American financial institutions. Don't you know that? So it is possible to get involved in this work, but it is cost prohibitive, so to speak.
Мы можем
We can simply shine the spotlight on our sources of information, and we will not achieve results.
так ясно, что
It is clear to the whole world what happened, and even American analysts talk about it directly.
об этом. Более того,
We negotiate
So yeah, it is weird. Like, nobody knows exactly what happened there. There's no been, you know, there's no information been released on that streamline. That's Nordstrom stream.
with Ukraine in Istanbul. We agreed. He was aware of this.
до сих пор
Moreover,
возглавляет,
the negotiation group leader, Mr. Arahamia is his last name, I believe still heads the faction of the ruling party, the party of the president in the Rada.
президента в Раде.
He still heads the presidential faction in the Rada, the country's parliament. He still sits there.
этом документе.
He even put his preliminary signature on the document I am telling you about. But then he publicly stated to the whole world, we were ready to sign this document, but Mr. Johnson, then the Prime Minister of Great Britain, came and dissuaded us from doing this, saying it was better to fight Russia.
Yeah, Boris Johnson, they said it started like World War III or something, but, you know, it's from which side are you looking at it from, you know, type of thing.
They would give everything needed for us to return what was lost during the clashes with Russia, and we agreed with this proposal. Look, his statement has been published. He said it publicly. Can they return to this or not? The question is, do they want it or not?
Еще господин президент
Further on, President of Ukraine issued a decree prohibiting negotiations with us.
Ну пусть он отменит.
Let him cancel that
Мы же не
decree,
отказывались никогда.
and that's it.
Вот нам всё
We
это
have never
нужно.
refused negotiations,
И мы
indeed.
не отказывались.
Evan Gershkovich, who's the Wall Street Journal reporter, he's 32, and he's been in prison for almost a year. This is a huge story in the United States, and I just want to ask you directly.
Yeah, this was a big one. This was a big one. So he was basically saying, they said that he was basically a spy, but at the same time, he's just not a spy. So they don't know. They're kind of using him as like a political hostage or something like that.
Without getting into the details of it or your version of what happened, if as a sign of your decency, you would be willing to release him to us and we'll bring him back to the United States.
Мы столько сделали жестов доброй воли, что, мне кажется, мы исчерпали все лимиты.
We have done so many gestures of goodwill out of decency that I think we have run out of them.
Ни разу не ответил. Но
We have never seen anyone reciprocate to us in a similar manner.
что мы
However, in theory, we can say that we do not rule out that we can do
не
that
исключаем того, что мы можем это
if our
сделать
partners
при
take reciprocal steps.
встречном
Yeah,
движении.
normally they like trade people. They trade like, didn't they trade Brittany Renner? She was like smoking weed. They traded her for some other people or something like that.
Со стороны наших
When I talk about the partners, I first of all refer to special services.
представителей специальных служб.
Special services are in contact with one another. They are talking about the matter in question.
На то, чтобы не решить это.
There is no taboo to settle this
Мы
issue.
готовы ее решать.
We are willing to solve it.
Есть определенные условия, которые
But there are certain terms being discussed via special services
по
channels.
партнерским каналам между спецслужбами.
I believe an agreement can be reached.
Yeah, so massive interview. I just wanted to add some more context to that. I don't know did I even add any more to that, but I tried to live stream the whole thing. Like I said, I apologize to my loyal subscribers because it just wouldn't let me, guys. I don't know, for some reason it just like completely just, it won't upload to my channel for some reason. So, you know, I'm doing the best I can, guys. I absolutely love you guys all. Let me know what you all think. Much love from Ireland to everybody, guys. You know, to America. You know, I have a lot of Russian supporters as well. A lot of people around the world, guys. I love reacting to stuff, political stuff. Let me know what you all think, guys. I love Russian music for one. You know, I react to Sham and I react to all these different people. You know, Diana Akundinova, Julia, all these different singers and stuff. So yeah, it's a shame that there is this war going on. Hopefully, you know, hopefully that comes to an agreement quickly and peacefully. I love you guys all. Stay free. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.